And how long should we spend on each question?
Good question. It's up to you. I have 86 slides on this slide deck,
Okay.
but I go through them fast. So I mean, if it's a graphic or a question that you really like, yeah, go for it, but
But if not, just be brief.
if not, just be brief. Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Most of the time, believe it or not, even though I have so many slides, we actually end up ending right at 3 p.m. So I don't know how, but we somehow get there.
Yeah, I saw there's a lot, so yeah.
And we're gonna start right at 2. So
And to be honest with you, I've never tuned into one of these.
okay.
I should have.
All right, it's 2 o'clock. Let's get the show on the road. Thank you everybody for logging in, not only here on this Zoom, but also on LinkedIn, on Facebook and Twitter, on our social media handles. This is a Leveraging Market Stats to Boost Your Business series. Essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to go over official statistics of South Florida real estate, all the different metrics, but more importantly, we're going to look at where the market is today and where it's going and how it could help our members, our realtors. And without further ado, one of the best parts about this program is the different Miami leaders that join us every single month. And today we have an incredible leader. She is our Miami residential president-elect, Justine Jimenez-Garcia. Justine, how are you doing? Thank you for being here.
Oh my God, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be doing with you, Chris.
Yes. All right. So let's get off to the first question I have for you, Justine, and for all, maybe there's new realtors that are watching us on LinkedIn or on this Zoom. Can you tell them, let's say they just want to say, I just want to be a realtor. I just want to sell houses. Why is it important to know all these statistics and trends?
Well, number one, there's so many realtors out there and you have to differentiate yourself as the professional. People want to work with people that know their stats and know the information in the neighborhoods that they're interested in buying from. So that's number one, it's critical.
Beautiful. Yes. All right. So let's get into our agenda for today. We are going to go over the official statistics. And some of you might be saying, why are you releasing July 2003 statistics today in August? Well, we give all realtors, not just Miami, but Florida realtors and NER gives realtors 15 additional days after the close of the month, because not all realtors update their closings in the MLS. So that's why we are here today, August 22. And so here's a look at future Leveraging Stats webinars. We do this every single month, helping our realtors with looking at the latest trends. And you could register right now for our next one. We have an incredible leader coming up, Natasha Tello, for next month. Okay, so this is being recorded. And this PowerPoint, one of the #1 questions we get on LinkedIn, on the Zoom, on Facebook is, can we get this slide deck? And the answer is yes. Please type your email into the chat box if you're on LinkedIn, or if you're here on Zoom, type in your email. Afterwards, I'm going to collect all the emails and I will send you this PowerPoint. And we have updated with incredible graphics. Wait until you see our graphics as we get going here. But before we get going anymore, I'd like to say, if you guys could remember one website, it's this one, sfmarketintel.com. This is where we put all of our stats, all of our infographics, all of our videos. It goes right here, sfmarketintel.com. And by the way, the page is updated right now with July 2023 statistics. And okay, so we'll move on to the next slide here. Before we get into the slide, I wanted to give a promo to this, our international study. We do this every single year, one of the most important things that we do. So if our members if you could help us help you, take 5 minutes and fill out this survey. And it's essentially about international real estate business in South Florida. We have been the top global market for more than a decade. So let's make sure that we stay number one. And if you could just take some time and fill out the survey, and I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the there's the link right there. So if you guys afterwards, if you could fill this out, it would help the association and would help you in the future once we release the study. Okay, all right, Justine, let's go through these 4 graphics really quickly. These are top indicators for the official July 2023 stats. You can see showing appointments are up again for the 3rd consecutive year, up 8% year over year. This is Miami-Dade. And then let's take a look at Broward. And you can see the mid-market sales are up for condo sales. And here is Palm Beach. Single family home sales, new pending sales are up. And here's Martin County, up 27% total home sales. These are, by the way, in our news releases that we are releasing to the media today. You could have these graphics should be posted on our website. You could use them in your branding. Okay, all right, Justine, let's go to what remains like one of the hottest topics in real estate is mortgage rates. Take a look at this. All-time low was January 2021 at 2.65. Today we're at 7.48. Justine, what is it out there in the market? What are buyers talking about mortgage rates? What impact are you seeing?
Well, that's where the professional needs to step up and give the correct information to the consumer. You will be doing them, you will not be helping them correctly if you tell them to wait before they invest, because what's happening is the market rate right now is normal. I bought my house at 12% when I bought my first home. My office, I bought it 8.5%. And I thought it was a great rate. I never even refinanced it because it was an office and the interest was deductible. So when you're looking at a first-time home buyer or a first-time buyer period that's moving here, you know, the prices keep going up. I would say we're probably going to have that slide, probably 13% year over year. And if you figure how much money they are, that the higher interest rate costs them now, and you figure out how much money they're going to make on that $600,000-$700,000 home, which is, you know, your average, you're doing them a disservice if you don't tell them to jump in and get a house right now. Because right now it's the opportunity to buy a home.
I love it. Yeah, and great. You said 12% when you bought your first?
12% and 8.5% for my office.
Wow. Okay. All right. So how about it's a time to get creative for realtors. These are some options that realtors could use for their buyers. 2-for-1 mortgage buy down program, buy mortgage points. Justine, are you looking at these more and more now with the rates?
Well, you have to. And when you're going to get a listing, one of the things that you need to find out is if the mortgage is assumable, if it's a VA loan. If it's assumable, you're creating more value for your seller because you can get people into it for whatever interest rate they had at 3.5%, 4%. So a true professional needs to ask the seller to get you that information, or at least sign a third-party form so you can call the lender and find out if it is an assumable mortgage. Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, check. Assume if it's an assumable mortgage, definitely. Okay. All right, guys. So let's take a look at Miami's market fundamentals. We're going to go over population, international migration, new companies moving, top feeder counties. These are new graphics that our design team put together. Okay, so when you look at population, there was a big local story saying that Miami's population was shrinking. And while it is true in 2020 and 2021, I recommend everybody to look at the study that they used, which is from the Brookings Institute. And you will see that almost every single major metro had declining population in 2020 and 2021. Why? That was COVID. That's the borders were closed, and especially Miami, where we rely on international migration so much. But what that story didn't talk about is, Justine, take a look at 2022. Our population is up. So can you talk about Miami's strong population growth through the years, especially international migration?
So Miami-Dade County continues to be the number one spot for those international buyers. I mean, they're coming to Florida, but Miami-Dade is number one. Why? Because we have multicultural, we have arts, we have sports, we have beautiful beaches, we have beautiful people. What else could you ask for? That's why people want to be here in Miami. So that's why you're going to see those numbers continue to go up.
Yeah, I love it. And then to just take a look at the number one soccer player or football player in the world. He could have went anywhere in the world. Where did he choose? He chose Miami, Lionel Messi. And that's just one example. But here's international migration. All right, let's talk about the companies. These are different. The companies that have moved here in the recent years, and you could take a look at Blackstone, Goldman Sachs, Citadel. On the tech side, you have Founders Fund, Landtech. Justine, what is the impact here for our future when we're seeing all these major powerhouse companies coming here?
Listen, this is why you're doing a disservice to your clients if you don't have them purchase now. What this is doing is it's bringing buyers to the market that a little bit are more affluent. They have a little bit more money, they're higher earnings, so they're going to pay a little bit higher than what we're used to paying here. So the prices are going to continue to go up when you see all these companies moving into the market.
Definitely. And you're talking about the salaries that are coming in right here. There's a perfect segue, and you could see the average adjusted gross income of household moving to South Florida. Take a look at Miami-Dade, 229,000. Palm Beach up to 242,000. So this is a major impact to South Florida. All right, Justine, this is a brand new graphic that our incredible design team put together. This is looking at our chief economist looked at IRS migration data, looked at which counties are moving to Miami, and here are the top 10. And number one, of course, is New York. But Justine, when you take a look at this graphic, how can realtors leverage this to make more business?
Absolutely. So I think that realtors that aren't making any money and are just sitting around and moping should use this information right here to find agents from those states that can refer business to them, to run ads in those states, looking for people that are moving to South Florida. So whether it's, Instagram, Facebook, target people from those zip codes and gain business, take advantage of this information that is available to you.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. Okay, and here's just even more detail about the migration to Miami. This is looking at driver's license exchanges. Again, our chief economist, Gay Cororton, thank you for getting this data. Really talks about the same states, California, New York, New Jersey. And then are you guys familiar with this statistic? 1,142 net new residents per day in Florida. And look at the estimates. It's not going to slow down anytime soon. And then here's a graphic earlier that we had done about our population, where it is in terms of different age brackets. And you could take a look and analyze that for when you're speaking to buyers. All right, Justine, let's have a little bit of fun right now. Let's take a look. Let's ask if anybody can answer these questions here. Even if you're on LinkedIn, if you wanted to, or Facebook and Twitter, if you could, or I'm sorry, X now. What is the top foreign country purchasing in South Florida? Number two, how many total countries purchase real estate in South Florida? And number three, what percentage of Florida global real estate sales are made in South Florida? So go ahead and type it in the chat. Afterwards, I'll take a look. Justine, do we have any prizes for them?
I don't know. Do you have any prices?
No, I'm just joking. No, we don't have any.
So I hope my agents that are on this, are gonna get this right, because I'm always telling them and making sure they know who's investing here so they can target these markets.
Okay, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if they get it right at the end. So yes, type it in the chat. And also, by the way, if you're joining a little bit late, type in your email, and I will send you this PowerPoint. All right, median sale price. These are official statistics that we are releasing to the media today. But first is the Case-Shiller Index, and look which city is number one for strongest annual home price growth. But of course, you guys know that already. So we're going to go to the official stats. Like Justine said earlier, median prices continue to rise. Miami-Dade up 10% for single family and condos. Broward is even for single family, condos is up. Palm Beach are even for single family, condos are up. So appreciation continues to buck the national trend. And here's a look, a historical graph of how much Miami-Dade prices have increased. Really incredible through the years. Here's a look at Broward and Palm Beach. Incredible price appreciation. And then, so let's take a look at our inventory. Justine, that is the one metric that we keep an eye on, right? Our inventory, it's now where, especially for new listings, right? What are you seeing out there for inventory?
Yeah, it's really tough. You know, anything that you list, you're gonna have quite a few offers on, because we're very limited right now. I think this is the lowest we've ever been. I would say going back to maybe 2000. What do the stats say, Chris? How far back is this the lowest?
Yeah, it's a very good question. I think if it's not the lowest, it's near the lowest that we've had. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I've been doing real estate since 1996. So I've been through different markets, and I've never seen such low inventory as we're seeing right now. So what does that mean? You have to get your buyers ready in order to submit the best offer, the best terms. When you're submitting those offers, you might not get a second chance.
Yeah, no, definitely. Get your offers ready. Okay, so let's move on to another graphic that we have here. This is more on the luxury side, and you can see the value that Miami provides in terms of other global cities, how much you could buy, how much $1 million goes. Miami's number one. And then this graphic, this slide here talks about 2005, 2008, a lot of, there's a lot of speculation that, are we going to have another 2008 because prices are rising? And Justine, why is that not the case? Why?
That's not a case, number one, because everybody has equity on their homes. That was the big problem in 2008. Nobody had equity. People were speculating. They were buying new construction, hoping it was going to go up 40, 50,000. And right now, everybody has such equity in their home. Plus, as you see here, the loan products that are out there are very good loan products. People were qualified. So there's no way that our market is going to go anywhere but up.
Yeah. And this backs up what Justine just said. I mean, if we were going to have another 2008, then foreclosures and bankruptcy should be going up, and credit scores should be going down. So more data there. Why buy a home now? You already talked about, you made a lot of great points earlier, but the 30-year fixed mortgage is the best hedge against inflation, right? What do you think about this slide here, Justine?
So listen, how do you build generational wealth? By buying a home. Homes are going to continue to appreciate. Over the years, even in 2008, prices are already higher than what they dropped to back in that time period. So if you want to have generational wealth, buy a home. If the rates go down, you refinance. Might not even make sense to refinance depending on how many years it takes. because most of that interest is tax deductible. Talk to the CPA that's working with your client. But I can guarantee you that the only way that they're gonna get any appreciation and create wealth is through the home purchase.
Home purchase. Yeah, I love it. I wish I had that advice when I was younger, because I bought my first home when I was 40, but yeah, just exactly what you're saying, generational wealth.
I bought mine at 21, Chris.
Wow.
I'm telling you it at 12%, so you guys know how old I am, just by the.
Okay, all right, closed sales. Let's take a look at how we're doing, how the market is doing. Official statistics, they are down. It's a trend that we've been seeing for quite some time now. Why? Well, 2022 and 2021 were historic years, and so it's in comparison to that. But you can see single family is down 8%. Let's take a look at Broward, similar story. It's interesting how our three markets follow the same trends. Palm Beach, maybe doing a little better there in sales, down just 5% for total sales. All right, let's see different ways that we could help realtors, our members. Are you guys using Market Watch? Justine, do you use Market Watch, and how could that help our members?
Well, you know, with Market Watch, you can target in your area that you want to, you know, be the expert in, and look at the trends and see how many homes are selling and how fast they're selling. So you can bring this information back to your buyers or sellers. You have to have those stats for your buyers or sellers, because otherwise, you know, if they don't know that homes are staying in the market only 30 days and that there's very low inventory in their target that they're looking for, then they might not jump in right away to make that offer. But if you give them all the information, more than likely, they're gonna make that decision. Same thing with sellers. If they see how hot the market is, how long the homes are selling, how much over asking price or around asking price they're selling for, then they're gonna put their houses in the market. So definitely use this Market Watch.
I love it. Use Market Watch. And by the way, you should be using SunStats as well, because it's a free Miami service. And we're also going to talk about our zip code reports. Every single zip code, every single city is on sfmarketintel.com. Make sure you take advantage of that. And we also have RPR, which is a free Miami service there. And you could get neighborhood reports like this. Here's SunStats. You could, you know, I created this Hialeah infographic in literally 20 seconds. And, you know, you have your picture there at the bottom with your information. You select the different metrics, select, you know, you could do zip codes, cities, counties. Really good stuff. All right, new pending sales, best indicator of future closed sales. So we could see that Miami-Dade are down for total new sales, but take a look at single family. Single family is up. So, you know, perhaps it's a little preview of what we could see next month for closed sales. And here's a look at Broward, new pending sales. They're down, but again, single family just down 3%. Palm Beach, they're actually positive in total pending sales, and single family are up 3%. All right, let's take a look at dollar volume, sum of all sale prices in a given time period. This slide always boggles my mind. $1.59 billion of real estate sold in Miami-Dade just in 1 month. Broward, 1.24 billion. Palm Beach, 1.7. Justine, this really speaks to the power of this industry, right?
100%. And the only reason why you see some numbers that are negative is because we don't have that much inventory. Imagine if we had more inventory, where we'd land.
Yeah, no, incredible point. Yeah, we would have a lot more sales if we have more inventory.
Absolutely.
All right, months supply. This is a meaningful indicator of market conditions. So typically, and this is, we get this from EWM, Ron Sheffield, incredible. He has so much experience. 6 to 9 months is a balanced market. Less than 6 months is a seller's market. More than 9 is a buyer's market. So obviously we are in a seller's market, but it depends right, if you look at different neighborhoods or price ranges, and this is a calculation of how you could get your own months of supply for if you want to do it for a neighborhood. And again, put your email in the chat, and you'll be sending the I'll be sending you this PowerPoint so you have more time to take a look. All right, Justine, months of supply. So we talked about that's a low inventory. So total just 4.3 months, single family at 3.2 months, and condos at 5.1. We need more inventory, especially new listings, right?
Absolutely. Listings are definitely needed. As you can see, that 3.23 months is definitely an indicator that it's a seller's market. So you should be sending this information to all people that have equity in their homes. You don't know, they're gonna move, they're planning if they want to reduce from the home. If they get a job transfer, people are gonna continue to move. If you get in front of them before somebody else, you might get that listing.
No, that's great. It's important for realtors to stay in contact, right? With their
Yeah, that's one of the problems with most realtors is that they don't stay in contact. Like there's a stat that says that 87% of all customers would use the realtor again, but they don't use them because the realtors are not in touch with them. So this is a way to stay in touch with your clients is by sending them all this useful information, letting them know that market right now, letting them know this is a time to sell. And the same thing with buyers, sending them, information on the zip codes that they're interested in, staying on top of them. You have to continue to put your face in front of them, and those co-branding that they can do with the Sun Stats, with the Miami material is phenomenal. They send their face and all the information that they're sending. So they're the professionals. It looks like you did all the work and all you're doing is just co-branding. It's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I wrote that down. 87% of clients would use a realtor again, but they're not keeping in contact.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let's move to Broward, and you can see similar story. Actually, less inventory in Broward, 3.2 months. Miami was 4.3, and then Palm Beach, 3.2 months. So Miami has the most inventory of our three major counties. So let's take a look at 1 million and above, and you can see the inventory is increasing there. But again, let me reference Ron Sheffield, and he says 10 months of supply for luxury, 1 million and up is normal. We could handle that. So that is not an issue. That's what we normally see. And then let's break it down by price point, months of supply. And you could see, let's take a look at luxury, 1 million and up, condos, 12.2 months. So that is a buyer's market for luxury condos. And you could take a look over at single family luxury is at 8.3. So that's in the balanced market range.
I would say so. Normally, when you take a $1 million plus listing, the norm when I started in real estate was to get a 12-month listing agreement because it is normal for that property to stay on the market for that length of time. So keep that in mind when you're getting listings or over $1 million. Try to get 12-month listing agreement.
Well, that's great. I did not know that. That's a great to get a 12-month listing agreement. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at the hottest neighborhoods. This is by months of supply. The lowest months of supply, Miami Gardens checks in at #1 for single family. Kendall, #1 for condos. Justine, any of these that you'd like to talk about? Any these neighborhoods?
The reason why you see these like Miami Gardens, Cutler Bay, Hialeah is because they're still the most affordable. And this is why, people will jump in and buy up anything they see. Plus, they're really, really good areas. We don't have bad areas in Miami. So this is the reason why you're seeing these markets with such low supply of inventory.
Yes. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at the Broward market. Margate checks in at Also with Pembroke Pines for single family and Davie for condos. Again, these graphics are on sfmarketintel.com. You could download them. Like Justine said, you could co-brand them. Here's a look at Palm Beach. Royal Palm Beach Village checks in at #1 for single family. Green Acres, #1 for condos. And we're also going to look at Martin County, Port Salerno, #1 for both single family and condos. All right, active inventory. We talked about months of supply. So now let's see how many listings we have. So year over year, actually Miami, this was a surprise when I saw the official stats come in. Inventory went down. This is for the first time in Miami-Dade, down 10%. Broward and Palm Beach are up, but they're coming from really lows, but only about 9,000 listings in Miami-Dade. Justine, do you think that has, there's a lot of talk about the mortgage lockdown that, most of homeowners today have mortgage rates under 4 because they refinance and that they don't want to move now. Is there, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. So definitely, that's something that holds people back. If they have a 3% interest rate on the house they're living in, and they want to move up to another home, then they're afraid of looking at that higher interest rate. But that's your job as a professional, to show them in the appreciation how much money they're going to make by taking that step. You need to show them how much more the interest rate is going to cost them times 12, right? By year, you figure out 1 year, figure 2 years, figure 3 years, and give them a scenario. In 3 years, yes, the higher interest rate is going to cost you this, but by going to a move up home, how much more is that house going to appreciate? We looked at what, 13% per year. So look at that number, show them, make that comparison, and that'll help people get off that fence.
I love it. Yeah. And actually, I took some great notes on that. I think that's going to be an incredible video snippet afterwards. Incredible tips to help our realtors there, because there's a lot of talk about that. And so that's how you could counter. Yeah, great job. All right. So let's take a look at median percent of original price received. Again, everybody who may be joining us a little bit late, these are official statistics that the Miami Association of Realtors is releasing to the media. Our news releases are going out as we speak. And so let's see what percentage of original price received. And this has always been around 100%. So no surprise at 97. Justine, check out this graphic and you can see where it actually went off the page higher than 100% in 2022.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was in a real market, like during COVID. But this is a really good indicator of how hot our market is at this point in age, where we don't even have that much inventory. And that's why we're getting those high numbers. If you really, if the houses are priced right, people are going to give you full price for them because they want to be able to buy a home. That's the key.
That's the key. Yeah. And it's about doing your work and making sure you get that right price.
Exactly.
All right. Median time to contract. How long does it take to come to terms in South Florida? So let's take a look. And it is only 28 days in Miami-Dade. Broward is 22 days. In Palm Beach is 25 days. And I remember we started this program. Actually, my predecessor, Linda Fernandez, she had the first Leveraging Stats webinar, I believe it was in 2020, and we've kept it going. But I remember even a year ago, where this number was 9 days and 11 days. So it's a good sign, right? That our market is getting healthier, right?
Exactly. That's exactly the right way to say it. This is a healthy market when it takes 28 days. That means that homes are being priced correctly, because when you see a home that sells in 2 to 3 days, it's underpriced. So 28 days is a healthy a market and good pricing, so that the professionals are doing a good job.
All right, excellent. Okay, all right, so let's try to sum up what we've gone through so far. By the way, we did not mention this statistic in terms of inventory. We have this in our news release. Miami active listings are down 59% versus pre-pandemic July 2019. So that gives you an idea of where our inventory is in comparison to 2019. Our chief economist, Gay Crorton, forecasts rates to hover between 6.5 to 7%. And then sales are down because of comps to historic 2022. And we talked about the prices. We mentioned them multiple times, how we continue to buck the national trend. NER put out their news release today. National prices are up only 1%, where in Miami we're up 10%. So gives you an idea. Global study answers. Let's see who got them correct. Let's see if your colleagues there, Justine, got it correct. Top foreign country purchasing in South Florida is Argentina. Number one with 16%. This was from our study from 2022. So make sure to fill out the 23 study. And I'm going to look in the chat. Thank you for putting in the emails. I will.
I would have gotten it wrong, Chris. I honestly still thought it was Colombia.
Oh, you thought it was Colombia? I mean,
Yeah.
it's a really good guess because Colombia always is number one in searching.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the chat, we have Marina Elliott. Thank you for your guess. She guessed China. And then David Garcia. Thank you, David. He guessed Colombia number one as well. So very close. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. How many countries purchase real estate in South Florida? Answer is 54. So let's go in the chat and see. I'm not sure if that one for Marina. I think that was for the next question. David Gonzalez. Yeah, I think he's the winner on this one, 50 plus. So great job, David.
Good job.
Yeah, Marina Elliott said 80%. Okay, we're there. And then what percent of Florida global real estate sales are made in South Florida? 53%. And take a look at the difference between first place and second. Orlando only has 10%. So that's why.
Close.
Yes, not even close. Yeah. And so that's why I was mentioning at the top, if our members could fill out our 23 global study to make sure we have the correct statistics and what countries are purchasing here. So please fill out that study. You can find it also on miamirealtors.com/global. Thank you for the guesses. Thank you everybody for logging in, by the way. And as we get closer here, let's take a look at our tools and resources. We're doing great on time. Tools and resources. Okay, so we talked about our SunStats. It's free. Miami service is available on the Miami Gateway. Are you guys using that? Justine mentioned the co-brand. And by the way, we updated this last week. Our design team, we updated the Miami top rankings for Miami, Broward, Palm Beach, and Martin. So those are new. You can go on our website, miamirealtors.com/co-brand and start co-branding. We have Photify. Are you guys using that? That's an on-the-go service. Again, it's free from Miami Realtors. It essentially has ready-made templates. If you're at an open house, you pull out the template and all you have to do is add the picture of the open house and you could post it immediately from the app to social media. It's free. Don't have to pay anything there. And then here's an example of our market reports that we have on our website right now. You guys can take a look at every single one of these metrics. It's on our website. Here's more about what we do every single month. We have market focus infographics, videos, reports, and more. What's the website? You know the website, right, Justine?
Yeah.
sfmarketintel.com.
Yeah, of course. It's such a good. Listen, I just want to throw something in there really quick.
Yeah.
Look at in those market trends. Look at foreclosures and distressed sales. Make sure you share that with your consumers that are thinking that the market is going to crash and that they're going to wait because their friends told them that the prices are going to drop. Make sure you share that information because that's the best source, is to share the actual stats with them instead of just giving them, oh, no, that's not going to happen. Share the stats. Be a professional. Tell them
Definitely.
why they should be buying now.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And distress sales in Miami, about 1%. 1%. Did we mention that we have zip code and city reports for Miami realtors available right now, hyper local data? Make sure to, go ahead and download those. Those are on our website, sfmarketintel.com. Are you using RPR? This is a free Miami service to help you as a realtor. And then if you have any questions on Sunstats, on the reports, on RPR, on Matrix, these are our trainers. If you guys want to write down their email and their phone number, they could help you out. All right, Miami-Dade cross-market demand. These are the top markets that are looking at our listings. So it's similar to that first graphic that we showed all the way at the beginning of today's webinar. And look, as number one is New York, of course, Fulton County. Number two, Justine, what do you, similar story to the other graphic, but what do you think about all
Similar
these?
story, guys, especially if you're with a brand and you know that there's offices there. I would be calling every day instead of calling a company that you're paying 25 and 30% referral fees for referrals that are not really valid. You might want to call somebody that works in that area and make that relationship and give them a 25 to 30% referral fee for an actual client that's going to be moving here. So definitely leverage that. This is phenomenal that you have this information at your fingertips.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Justine. Interesting. Yeah. So you recommend a 25 to 30% referral?
Absolutely. That's what you're paying these third parties that are charging you, and they're not even giving you valid referrals. So
Interesting.
imagine a real estate professional in one of these counties that's going to refer a client. That's a win-win. They're going to come to you because they were referred, and they're going to buy from you. It's not like somebody that you're picking off. That it's just hit a screen on Instagram because they liked the picture of a house they saw and they captured their name and then they sold it to you. That person has no loyalty to you. But somebody that is referred to you, that's somebody's going to work with you. It's going to have a little more loyalty.
Interesting. That's your experience. That's incredible.
100%.
Incredible expertise there. In Broward County, okay, what markets are looking at Broward County listings? No surprise, New York is number one, but we have LA in there, we have DC area. By the way, these are available on realtor.com. Realtor.com offers this cross-market demand. If you're trying to look for it, it's very easy. Just type in cross-market demand into Google. This is the number one thing that pops up. Here's Broward. Okay, so let's take a look at Palm Beach. Of course, New York loves Palm Beach. Look how many New York counties, New Jersey, are on this one.
Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Can't blame them.
Yeah. And then here's Martin County. New York again is number one. I think New York is number one in all. Yeah, New York is number one in all of them. But it's interesting to look at all this different type of data. All right, and so here's my information. My email is chris@miamire.com. Thank you so much for everybody for joining us, but mostly thank you to Justine. Justine, any final comments that you wanted to say to our members or realtors?
So Miami Association, their focus is to help you succeed. This is why they provide all this information, but you have to utilize it. At least try one thing. Make sure that you write down one thing and start using one thing after today. And just check back with us. Send Chris an email and let him know which one thing you started using. Because if you don't use it, it's not going to work.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's great advice. I like that. Okay. All right.
Thank you for having me, Chris. I really enjoyed.
No, thank you so much. You were awesome. Thank you. I think you helped a lot of people here, and thank you so much, Justine. You're awesome. All right. Well, yeah, thank you to everybody. We'll see you next month when we do this again. All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.